Hey, what's up? I'm Ken, and this is Kinetic Thoughts. Today, we're going to talk about transgender women in real women's space, taking their jobs, taking their dreams, taking their opportunities. And like always, I'm going to agree with some things and I'm going to disagree with some things. And I'm basically just going to speak my mind on the subject. There are many examples that I'm going to use in this video, but the one that made me want to do this compilation of transgender women taking women's places is Lena Bloom, the first transgender to make the cover of Sports Illustrated. I want to note that Sports Illustrated has had transgender models inside of the magazine while a born woman was on the cover, but this indeed is a historical event. And I'm going to congratulate her first on getting there because you are the first. It's good to see the first of anything. The first Asian doctor, the first female Asian doctor, the first Black president, the first anything. Congratulate you on that. But let's get into the problems with this. Sports Illustrated is a mainly male bought magazine. Actually, I don't even know why they make magazines anymore. It's kind of crazy. But besides that point, this is a mainly male purchased magazine. So that looks like a woman, but it's not a woman. So let's say I bought this magazine. I take it to work and some of my co-workers know that's a man. Now I'm publicly embarrassed. Now I have to be clowned and ridiculed at work because that's what people do. They do that. You're never going to live that down. You're going to be the butt of the joke because of this. I don't really buy this magazine, but I never will look at one again or purchase one, even if I wanted to, because I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't like surprises like that. I don't like to be surprised with penises. I don't think any male likes that. But if I see Sports Illustrated swimsuit, I'm gonna look the other way because now I know that you have a pattern of trying to fool us with women with penises, to just be honest. I don't get it. I think this is another get woke, go broke thing that companies are doing nowadays. I don't know why. It's silly. It's like you're alienating your core customer to get the minority of trans and LGBTQ customers. Is stupid. But anyway, let's see what other people have to say.
I mean, do people really still get like magazines? I don't. I was over that when I was like in my early 20s. I was like, magazines were cool, but now it's like, yeah, unless you're a collector. I mean, what was first time or what? What is it? Does it look like a female to me? It's transgender. So, well, once you start playing tricks with these people and tell these people this is a transgender here. Yes, this is a trick, everybody.
But was it him? Well, it looked like him, but hard to know.
I mean, she looks like look, take a look at these pictures, man. Yeah. I don't see what everybody's pissed off about it. Yeah, man, this is a bad bitch right here. See, you women, y'all just pissy, you just hate. That's all. Give that woman her due. That's a bad bitch.
And that's my point right there. It's like a trick. Like, why are you trying to trick your male customers? I don't get that. This is not a woman. So who is this for? Like, say that this is a transgender or something. Like, it looks like a woman, but it's not. That causes confusion. And like I said, in some areas, men will be ridiculed for finding this attractive, which causes us social problems. Like, you're just a problem.
This is a trick, everybody. You know what? I'm gonna take something and turn this into a positive. Listen up, Keith's gonna turn this into a positive. I mean, it's already positive for transgender community. I mean, they try to make transgenders feel more human, like they're human. Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm over this whole transgender shit. It's still pissing people off. I don't give a Stand life, let them live it. I don't care. I'm over it.
Yeah. I agree with him. I really don't care. It's just the fact that, you know, why is it that you're putting them in places that men expect to see women? that men expect to see women. Like, I don't get this.
Might not be affecting y'all. Might be all for it initially at the very beginning. What you talking about, women? Us all for this? What's wrong with you? Ain't no women speaking up. Liberal women, conservative women speaking up. I'm talking to liberal women. Y'all not saying anything. Liberals tend to bring stuff up when the shit's too late. It's over. Yeah. Kind of like that thing that's going on in Cuba. Oh, y'all want to be free now? You should have spoke up 100 years ago. Yeah. Not saying that it's never too late to. I'm just saying that's why it's so important. Yeah. Like here in this country, the Democrats trying to go to socialist. I mean, once it goes socialist, to get freedom back, they're not going to give up that power once you give it up, right? If this country becomes socialist, the only way you're going to revert back to what we got now is war. Is a war. That's the only way. You don't even want it to get that far. But anyway, yeah, that was my point.
And they're right. If you give up all these rights to all these jobs and opportunities for females and stuff like that, you're not going to be able to get it back. So this nice thing that you want to do and be and all this other kind of stuff, it's a time and a place for that. Like, on some things you need to stand your ground. But at the same time, they control the leaders and the lawmakers. Y'all done let it get to that point. So if they want something, your lawmakers are going to make it a law, and you're not going to be able to do or say anything about it. You're not going to get that right back, you know? So let's move on to Miss Nevada, a transgender woman won Miss Nevada, which made the runner-up an actual woman.
During Pride Month, history has been made, right? It's been made in the beauty industry, right? Beauty pageant. As a transgender woman was crowned Miss Nevada USA for the first time in that pageant's history. Because of this, she will also be the first transgender woman to compete in the Miss USA beauty pageant contest.
Runner-up is Centennial Hills, your Miss Nevada USA 2021 Silver State USA. It is a...
If you don't know what's going on right there, the woman in the red dress is a born woman, and the one in the shimmering dress is a transgender, which means an actual female has to go home and say they lost to a man.
This makes no sense.
28-year-old Catalina Enriquez beating out 21 other women to win the state title. Catalina first competed in another state, trying to earn her way into the Miss USA competition, but says once pageant organizers there found out she was trans, she was treated differently, not given a roommate like other women in the pageant, and she had to have a doctor certify that she was female.
How the hell does a doctor certify that a person with a penis is a female? The medical industry is a joke now because of that. It just really is. As far as not letting her be in a room with another woman, there is a potential sexual assault thing there because you have a penis. Yeah, the pageant has to protect itself legally. There has been sexual assaults in pageants across the country, so they're protecting themselves.
But by winning the crown, she is redefining what it means to be a woman and what it means to be beautiful.
Yeah, I heard that, ladies. Transgender men is trying to tell you that transgender women get to define what you were born as. Basically meaning that you as a woman are the subspecies, that they are the prime and get to redefine what you are. That's crazy to me, but you know, like we keep saying, this is y'all fight. What are you gonna do about it?
Just having a transgender specific competition. That way you're not discriminating against biological women. And also on top of that, I feel like it's better for trans women as well too, to avoid people ridiculing them or saying mean things to them about them competing against biological women, right? Because, you know, if you guys saw in that interview with her, she talked about how she went through having to prove that she was a woman, right? A doctor had to say that she was a woman, and she also couldn't stay in the same hotel room or something like that with other women. Like, all that stuff could be avoided by just having a transgender specific competition, and you can just do it on the same day. Right? Just do it on the same day, do it during the same competition, just have biological women on stage and then have the transgender women on stage.
And see, that's the point. Like, I have no problem if you had even a transgender football league or basketball league or something like that. And talking about basketball, yeah, it's a matter of time before the WNBA is, what's a good word to use? I don't want to say violated. I don't want to say, I'll say co-op. Co-op. There you go. Nice word. Now, I meant to do a video about this a long time ago, but it was so like viral and everybody did a video on it. So it was like, what is the point? Everything that I wanted to say, I've heard said by other people, but let's get into the spa thing where the transgender, felt free to be naked around little girls and other women and stuff like that. And let's get a transgender's point of view. We already know how the women at the spa felt, but let's just watch a little bit of that video just in case you missed it. It's super viral.
I just want to be clear with you. It's okay for a man to go into the women's section, show his penis around the other women, young little girls underage. Your spa, we spa, condone that. Is that what you're saying?
I am a nudist. In fact, you've probably heard me bring it up in context of people usually describing me as a man in a dress because, well, I just don't really like to wear clothes in general. So this idea that my gender is specifically tied to my clothing has always been really silly to me.
Like, still when I hear this, I can't believe it, and just in case y'all want to know who actually allowed this law to be, Biden reinforced it, but it was President Obama who did it. This is why a lot of people turned Republican and Donald Trump got in office. Because there's things that are moral and there's things that are not moral. It is what it is.
When it comes to nudism, for me, the nude body is not inherently sexual. And I think
it's not inherently sexual. I'll give you that. That's true. Is it offensive? Yes. That's why we wear clothes. It's been going on longer than you could probably even think of. You could think back to ancient China or ancient Rome or even the Egyptians. They wore clothes.
even within nudism, there still is a lot of weirdness when it comes to trans bodies. In classical art in contemporary times, when we look at a portrayal of a nude woman, we generally see vulnerability. Vulnerability that often isn't coupled with a political message.
Why did she say vulnerable? Why does a nude woman body express vulnerability? See, this is that selective, well, I ain't gonna say selective. Yeah, it is selective because I don't care what anybody says, they could have said something else. So words that people use are the ones that they select to use. Vulnerability is the way that she wants to convey her point of view, which is going to be to her advantage in the conversation. So she's going somewhere with it. Let's see.
But if you were to take the penis from the statue of David and put it on the Venus de Milo, well, then it would suddenly become a political statement.
Does a penis make the statue less vulnerable? Is the penis supposed to protect the breasts? I don't get it.
What does this mean? Why does she have that genitalia? And what does this actually represent? Something that I've been thinking about a lot recently is just how much I've internalized that sort of notion. This notion that certain parts of my body, because of cissexism, are just wrong, should be hidden away, and are demonstrably upsetting to those around me.
Hold on. About to do a research because there go to that cis word again. I'm gonna get down to the bottom of it and find out when this was created, because I never heard that word ever in my life until like recently. Okay, y'all, this isn't the most accurate or valid information, but let's see when it was actually created. German sexologist, whatever, Wagmar, it sounds Cleon, used cissexual in a peer-reviewed publication in his 1998 essay. So it came along in 1998. I was still in high school. All words are made up. But They just made up a word to like disrespect us, and you know, now it's a valid word that they can use. So this word is just made up to be disrespectful to us, because I'm like, it didn't need to exist in the first place. Heterosexual, homosexual. Why did somebody need to make up cisgender and now we are called cis? Like a sissy or something? I don't get it. It just sounds crazy to me. The prefix cis is a acronym or abbreviation of another word. It is derived from the Latin meaning on this side of. So basically, it's a slang, it's derogatory, it's made to say, like I was saying in the last video, basically be disrespectful on the kind of terms of calling a black person a nigga. You don't have to use it. You can say straight, you can say heterosexual, you can say anything, but you choose to use that because you know it gets a reaction from people. So basically it's a derogatory statement.
Unfortunately, it is true that occasionally at certain nudist spaces, there are men who do not understand that nudism is not inherently sexual.
Oh my goodness. Like I like to say, you cannot make your mental disorder my reality. I will refuse it. Like if you want the world to be a place where you can walk around naked and nobody thinks anything of you, you're crazy. Seriously. And on another note, it's going to cause problems if someone that looks like a female who has breasts pulls out a penis. It always will be for all time. That's going to be a problem. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And if you're triggered, calm down. Please.
Nudist spaces, I do predominantly surround myself with other women. I just have a lot of just inherent discomfort with being in these women's only spaces just because of the way that I've digested my body. So I told my friend that I would not be comfortable going, and they went and had their own spa day without me, even though I was freely invited as a trans woman. Now, what I
think that's kind of weird. I think that's kind of weird, but I ain't going to judge it because I like to see women naked and stuff like that. So I can imagine that women like to see men naked, or at least want to see a penis or something like that. So yeah, that's the only mindset that I can relate to it. It was probably, I mean, they have their reasons why they want to invite a trans person with a penis to a nude place. Maybe they want to look at a penis or something. I don't know. Weird. Actually, you shouldn't have went, because maybe they just wanted to see the size of your penis and talk crap about you later. That's how I'm thinking. I'm like, why would they want to do that? Sound like a setup. All right, I'm gonna end the video here. Cat Black was just gonna go on to say that the transgender was not shown in the video, so therefore America believes the guy who stood up for the transgender was a transgender, and how she believes that there was no transgender to begin with. Like total, like, you know, craziness. There was a transgender there. Multiple women said that. America knows that the dude in the white t-shirt was probably a drunk junkie or something like that, and wasn't the actual transgender, but she's trying to spin it. She was trying to spin it as if that's what it was, or that's what it could be, and all this other kind of stuff. No, the transgender was wrong for that, and the spa was wrong for that. Like, but then again, the women who brought their daughters there were kind of naive and probably didn't know that that could possibly be a thing, but I'm pretty sure they won't ever come back or, you know, be a patron to your spa again because of that, or at least in that state or something like that. Like this story, like literally messed up spas across the country, and people are literally calling and asking, do you have that inclusion? Okay, we're not coming. So, you know, messed it up for the industry. There are other stories of transgenders taking women's spots in sports and all kind of stuff that I'm not going to get into. I'm just really trying to make a video on the topic. But anyway, let me know what you think about this invasion, I'm gonna call it that, into the territory of women, and where do you think it's gonna go? I'm betting, like I said earlier, I'm betting the WNBA is going to have transgender women in there in the next probably 10, 12 years. So that is coming next. I bet it. I would bet money before I leave this earth that's going to happen. Anyway, you could have been watching anything, but you were here with me, so I thank you. Like, share, subscribe, hit me up on Twitter if you have a story that you want me to take a look at, and until next video, okay, peace.
It seems like there is a biochemical basis for at least the way people identify, demonstrate, magnetize an imaginary category, something that we need to examine a lot more closely.
You need help.
Looks like we've got another mystery on our hands.